On Thanksgiving, my dad shouted, "Get out. Paying bills doesn't make you family." Mom leaned in. "You're only jealous of your brother. Have you ever poured your heart, your money, your very soul into people who just never saw you?" For years, I funded my parents' entire lifestyle, only to be dismissed, criticized, and constantly measured against my golden child brother. But this Thanksgiving, that endless cycle of emotional abuse and financial exploitation finally violently shattered. My name is Rachel, I'm 28, and on paper I should be on top of the world. A financial analyst at one of Boston's top firms? That screams accomplishment. But every single month when I hit transfer on that $1,600 mortgage payment for my parents, I wasn't Rachel, the successful analyst. I was that desperate little girl again, still begging for a scrap of approval. They lived comfortably on my dime, yet somehow I was still the family disappointment, while my younger brother, Kevin, basked in unearned adoration. You know that feeling, right? That gut-wrenching unfairness? Growing up in the Morgan household, you learned one thing fast. Dad Harold had expectations, and I, Rachel, was never going to meet them. Not in a spelling bee, not in a debate competition, not ever. Second place is just the first loser, he'd declare, his eyes scanning my trophies with barely hidden disgust. Mom Linda was different but not better. Dad's criticism was a harsh slap. Mom's indifference was a slow, deep cut. "That's nice, dear," she'd murmur, her gaze glued to whatever magazine happened to feature Kevin's football team. Her apathy stung more than Dad's sharp words ever could. And then there was Kevin, 3 years younger. The moment he threw his first perfect spiral at 7, he became the golden child. His mediocre grades, focusing on what really matters. My straight A's, trying too hard to show off. He made varsity as a freshman, and they threw a backyard barbecue. I got accepted to Harvard with a partial scholarship? A nod. Well, you always did like books. That was it. So I learned to find validation elsewhere. In teachers' praise, in academic achievements, in the quiet satisfaction of building something for myself. College became my escape. I poured myself into my studies, determined to forge a life where their approval simply wouldn't matter. I graduated Harvard with honors, double majoring in economics and computer science. No one from my family was there. Kevin had a football game. It doesn't matter. I told myself, a hollow whisper in my heart. I landed a job at Beacon Financial Partners, a prestigious Boston firm, and built my life in the city. For 5 years I maintained a polite, distant contact. Holiday visits, quick calls. Nothing deep. Then 3 years ago everything shifted. Dad called. His voice, usually booming with criticism, was subdued. He'd been laid off after 20 years. At 58, with no degree in a dying industry, his prospects were grim. Mom had only ever worked part-time. Their meager savings were drying up. The mortgage was 3 months behind. They were about to lose the house I grew up in. I just received a huge promotion. My salary could cover Boston's exorbitant rent and build my savings. Without a second thought, I packed up my apartment, moved back to my hometown, renting a small place 15 minutes away. I started paying their $1,600 mortgage directly. Utilities, groceries, car insurance, another $800 a month. Just until Dad finds something new, Mom had said, squeezing my hand, tears in her eyes. That was 3 years ago. Dad found part-time work, barely enough for their personal expenses. Mom picked up more hours, but the mortgage and utilities? Still squarely on my shoulders. $9,600 a year for 3 years. $28,800. Did they appreciate it? Not in any way that mattered. Dad still criticized my investment choices. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.